Yes, club members, welcome, welcome, welcome. Any news most last day, Marky? Any developments on the Fletchcast front that we should talk about, or you feeling anything, or
I don't know, man. There's been a lot of new fans out there.
Oh, there have been.
Been.
Really? So where are we at? Like a 250 or something like that, or
something like 300? No.
300.
Don't burn yourself.
All right. Yes. Or we're over 4,000 subscribers.
I think that's about right.
All right, for 300 or 4,000. Mark's he's in mourning because of his breakup. So 4,000 subscribers. Thank you. It's amazing. It's great. It's fun. And you have simultaneously solved coronavirus. So we should just go around, like we should move to India because they've got issues now. So we're going to move to India, offer vaccination fast passes in India. We'll be done there. We'll get like 250 people there. So thank you. Like and subscribe. Man, we've got a lot of interest in our Deshaun Watson piece, and I don't mean to be obsessed about it, and I'm not. It means a lot of things, though. It is it's important, and I don't think it's a race thing as much as I think it's a dude thing, a guy thing. And again, sexual assault is horrendous. It's horrible. But you know what else is horrendous and horrible is being falsely accused of something. And I've now dug in deep, thanks to club member Michael sending me a bunch of the complaints. I've gone through half of them, and we're going to go through those, and I'm going to show you why that situation is just horseshit. One of the other things we say we always are going to do on this show, and that is to be honest and to be frank and to properly name things. And I know, their police violence is at the forefront again. It's kind of funny. We almost did a show last week when the George Floyd verdict came back, and everyone's like, things have changed. And I'm like, things haven't changed because there's structural issues that need to change. And, but the George Floyd thing was a positive, and that is an advancement. But, it's also important for us to properly name things. And I'm just going to say this because, and Mark and I were talking about this pre-production 2 days ago. This, is it Ma'khia Bryant, the 16-year-old girl? And here's the story. Ma'khia Bryant was attempting to kill another 16-year-old girl. And this idea, what's happening, and again, so much of this is a product of police violence that it just has to happen. But that does not mean every situation is police violence or not proper police violence. That chick, Ma'khia Bryant, was going to stab another 16-year-old girl. And it drives me crazy to listen to pundits now just trashing this cop. I think under police procedures, it probably was not a good shot because there were people by her. But that cop did what he thought he needed to do, and he should be applauded for that. I mean, she was going to kill this chick. And yet the media, and it really is the media, and I'm back to white liberal media again. It's just this idea, and they go out and they convince black women to say, oh, the media is so horrible. If Ma'khia Bryant did not have a knife in her hand and was clearly preparing to stab this other child, that may be violence or improper violence. Ma'khia Bryant was trying to kill that other kid. And it drives me crazy. We can't move forward in this country unless we honestly, we call things for what they are. We properly name things. It was amazing, frankly. 4 great shots. And again, I feel bad for the cop, which is saying something. But we have to call things properly. It's nutty. I mean, it's one of these things where it's like, I know multiple people of color, and all of us are like, that's what should have happened. That's what was right. So, shout out to that officer, and thank you for doing your job. And unfortunately, or fortunately, I don't know which way this direction is going. Unfortunately, after that, there were 3 more police shootings, all of people of color. and we'll cover more on this, but the issue with police shooting, it's not a training issue. People keep saying they need to be trained for this or that. It's not. It's an institutionalized violence issue. If it was a training issue, you would not have 80% of shooting victims being of color. You would not if it was just a training issue. The fact of the matter is, I looked this up and I only found 20. I'm going to keep going because it's interesting. Last 20 Caucasian serial killers have all been taken into custody without a shot, without even being punched in the face. So you can't tell me it's a training issue if Caucasian serial killers are taken into custody with nothing happening to them, and we have all these people being killed. What's crazy about it, I want to show you this. I'm going to show you this video. You've seen it. It's not as dramatic as the others, but it tells a story. So this is in Westminster, down the street from us, a Latino cop punching a Latina who is on the ground, handcuffed, and punching her in the face twice. So we're going to play that, and we'll come back.
Mira. Mira. No. Hey. Grábalo bien, grábalo.
What do you say about that? That is police violence. And yes, it's not as serious as the other, but it is. And what else is disturbing about that? That's the type of police violence that goes on all the time. It is not uncommon for police to punch people in the face, for them to kick them. This is a Latina woman who, by the way, has schizophrenia, and at least one of the officers knew it. And this guy is wailing on her, punching her twice in the face, and was going for a third punch. And the news article, or the headline from this was, "Other officers step in and stop him." And we get down this path of they were good officers. No. If they were good officers, they would have gone to internal affairs and said, this is battery. He was beating up a woman who has schizophrenia, handcuffed and punching her in the face. That's police violence. And again, it's consistently directed at people of color. If we're going to fix that, the way you fix it is by acknowledging that there is a significant problem. It's institutionalized fear of people of color. That's what has to be fixed. It's not training. This is institutionalized. But again, shout out to the officer, and it looks like he's not going to get torched anymore. After the first day was shot, people were attacking him. But that's real police work. The police should be able to talk about that. We do this every day. Unfortunately, we don't see that.
You're talking about the officer that shot the girl with the knife. Not the one that punched her.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Rolled right into it. That's great police work. It's like, woo.
Well, in some circles, maybe it is. No, the officer that punched the woman is a piece of shit. And and what's worse is they stood him up and he's like 5'5". It's like, why is it these short officers beating up people? I mean, that's kind of a joke, but it's disturbing. What else is disturbing? He looks Latino. And I'm like, man, dude, but it's have some empathy for your people, man. Yeah. I mean, that's a sister who was, she has schizophrenia. Punching her in the face twice is not manly. And by the way, he's on administrative leave and being paid, but that's part of the problem. That was depressing.
Yeah,
that was depressing. So, speaking of depressing, Ma'khia, how's the dating thing going?
Oh, it's terrible.
I swear, we're gonna put a picture of Mark up. Chicks are gonna be like, I love him.
Is that what our fans sound like?
I love him.
Just old Southern women.
Yes.
Look at that handsome boy.
Look, he's barely black. Generational joke, multicultural joke. Sorry. Speaking of our club members, our friend Mike sent us these great petitions against Deshaun Watson, and let me say this again. As I've told you, I was a plaintiff's lawyer. I've tried cases. I've now looked at this Deshaun Watson thing. I've looked at 11 of the 22 suits, and here's what I'm going to tell you, and I guarantee it. Deshaun Watson, of the 11 I've seen, is going to lose exactly 0 of those lawsuits. He's not going to lose one. And the reason he's not going to lose one is because none of them are going to go to trial. This is, Jeff even agrees, this is it's judicial blackmail. I mean, it's all it is. And I've looked at these complaints. They're a joke. This lawyer who brought them, let me put it this way. He put a tank in his front yard as a promotional tool. It's just jacked up. There's not an iota or a semblance of fact that would support any claim against these people. And again, let me tell you, he's going to lose 0 because 0 of these are going to trial. I guarantee you these will be dismissed because it's embarrassing. But it's also deeply, deeply concerning because they are trashing this guy's career. They are running him in the dirt. And by the way, it's weird. The media started backing away from this. I'm not hearing any. Where are all these other women coming out and supporting all these sisters, their brethren who were victimized? There aren't any. This lawyer goes out, he did this huge round of advertising, got the 22 that he could get, and the minute they had to put their names next to something, and the minute their personal lives came to the forefront, they're shockingly quiet. I've gone through these, and the utilization of the rape shield law as a tool is improper and it's jacked up. But this lawyer, I mean, it's clear he kind of basically put out, he wrote it. Let me put it this way. There are portions of these lawsuits that are clearly cut and paste. And as we all know, when you're cutting and pasting, there's not a whole lot of originality going on. That's what's happened here. And not only has he cut and pasted them, and again, this is just an old white Southern guy thing. I don't mean it even racial, but they go to the racist tropes. And I'm going through these 11 lawsuits, and again, we'll cover 11 this week and do 11 next week. But of these 11, the racist trope he used was aggressive. Aggressive. It's always aggressive. And he was just trying to create this momentum that he would carry forward. And because of all professional athletes, I don't think it's a black thing, because all professional athletes are scumbags, I guess. He thought that if I go out here and say there are 20 women, that all these other women will come forward. Of course, that didn't happen. So we're going to go into that in some detail. Let me tell you a little something about lawsuits. And people don't understand. They think it's difficult to file a lawsuit. They think that if someone files a lawsuit, it means something. It doesn't mean anything. It could mean something. It could mean a lot, but it doesn't. Lawsuits, anyone can bring a lawsuit. And I was thinking about this. There was a time where I used to love to fight. I mean, fighting to me was just fun. I like to do it. I mean, I think I was pretty good at it. It was fun. You got to drink a lot, and that's how it was. And one thing I learned that about fighting is it's easy. And the thing I'm trying to set up here is fighting, bar fights and lawsuits are basically the same thing. That's my creativity. I didn't even cut and paste it. That's it. Fighting and lawsuits are the same thing. Bar fights, lawsuits, same thing. And here's why. Anyone can get in a bar fight. You can. Anyone can file a lawsuit. You can literally file a lawsuit. If you want to file a suit, you can file a suit, and you can say anything you want, and it doesn't stop you from filing it. The problem with a bar fight, though, and it's similar to a lawsuit, is the hard part about a bar fight, or the easy part about a bar fight, is sitting in a bar, running your mouth, talking shit. I'm going to kick your ass. I'm going to do this. I've never lost a fight. That's easy. The hard part is pushing away from the bar, standing up, and taking that long walk to the door. That's hard, because as you get closer to the door, you're starting to realize this isn't just talk. I'm going to have to go outside the door and fight. It's easy to run your mouth in a bar, hard to walk to that door, go outside and fight. It's the same thing with lawsuits. Easy to file them. Anyone can do it, literally anyone. It's hard, though, to then have your claim subjected to another lawyer looking at them and saying, I think this is crazy. Easy to file these suits. Once they get filed, you got to litigate them. When they come to litigate these suits, they're going to be dismissed. And he's absolutely not going to trial. These suits all start the opening. And by the way, as you recall, the plaintiff's lawyer cares about women and how they're victimized. And this isn't because Deshaun Jackson is in NFL. However, the first sentence on the lawsuits is Deshaun Watson plays in the NFL.